So I'm going to give you a copy of this, okay? Yeah. Okay. So a meeting was held in regards to the incident that occurred on the 6th of November 2020, where you displayed abusive and aggressive behaviour towards a Serco officer, and you ordered him. I'm explaining. So you ordered him to leave the area after the officer had removed rubbish from your fridge. So, so he threw out fruit from your fridge. What's this word say? Oh, without asking you. Okay, so... Okay. I will answer. Yeah, I'm answering your question. Yeah. So the officer is required to remove excessive amounts of fruit from your fridge, yes. Yeah. And it was off. Just to be made a banana milkshake. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the officer has a right to throw away any excess amounts of fruit, and I'm not saying you can't be upset about that rule, you absolutely can be, but it's the way that you respond to that that's important, okay? So rather than emptying the rubbish into the sink and throwing the apple against the fridge is what we're told has happened. I'm just going to turn this chair so I can read it like on the go. So, you were saying, was it? Before banana, as he said, he put it in the bin after lying? Night shift officer did it.
Just let her finish and then I'll tell you what she's finished.
So you're saying the night... Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. What I'll do... Okay, moving on. I'm going to just go through this with you, and then you have... Okay. Okay. I didn't make anything up. I'm simply delivering the behaviour management plan. Ned, please. And whoever needs it, send them to. Oh, whoever made this. Okay. All right. So you're not prepared to have the conversation with me? Okay. All right then. So, basically. Not. You're saying you are. That's not correct. Yeah, so I'm not accusing you of doing anything. You're saying you are. I'm not. I'm simply delivering the behaviour management plan, Ned. You're not accusing me of an incident on me. What the you must go through my bridge and commit to make me upset. I'm asking you a question. Okay. It wasn't to make you upset. The officer was doing his job by removing the excess fruit. He wasn't trying to upset you. I don't believe that anybody would intentionally upset you. That's not what we're here to do at all. So he is allowed to go through the fridge and the cabinet to make sure that there's no excess food, off food. Yes. And to see if you need any stock. Okay. Okay. Are we done then? Okay. So basically, we'll move on. What they want from this behaviour management plan is that you abide by the Serco Code of Conduct, of which I have a copy for you here. Okay. No, what do you mean? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Your behaviour towards that incident is what the issue is, though. So the way you responded to that, so you can be upset and you can say, I want to speak to the manager and we'll come and discuss it with you, not a problem. But to empty the rubbish bin, be aggressive, throw the fruit, which is what's stated in here, is what they're saying is unacceptable. So, can you open this for me? Can you open this for me? Open this for me and I'll answer your question. Work with me here. Open it. Open this one here. Here. Have a look at that one. In here it states, I'll state it word for word. Again, this is what it says, okay? On the 6th of November, detainees on Meridian displayed aggressive and abusive behaviour towards a Serco officer, ordering him to leave the area after the officer had removed rubbish from the detainees on Meridian's fridge earlier. Detainees on Meridian then physically picked up the rubbish bin, emptied it into the sink, he grabbed an apple, threw it at the fridge. And that you've been subject to a BMP when you were accommodated at Villawood, but you've not been on a BMP while you've been at Bida. Okay. You were spoken to by the on-duty DSM in relation to these incidents and reminded of the expected standards of behaviour, including displaying threats towards staff or stakeholders. Successful completion of this BMP is dependent on your behaviour and compliance with the Code of Conduct and the rights and responsibilities that you agree to abide by. Sorry, excuse me. According to the Behaviour Management Plan, yes it is. Yeah. It was considered an abusive and an aggressive act. I'll have to confirm that because I wasn't on shift that day, alright? Okay, yep. Okay, so here I've provided you with a copy of your rights and responsibilities that's in here. And these are the ones that you didn't sign them on arrival, but you were asked to sign them and you refused to do so. But I've put a copy here anyway, just in case you're confused with them. So that's these ones here, okay? Right. Now, in the past, you've had a number of behavioural issues, but you've avoided a BMP as you were on other support plans during the period at VITA, PSP and FFRs. Do you understand? Okay. We'll finish this and we'll discuss it, okay? Okay, so you're refusing to discuss this any further? Okay. I'll pass it on to the management team and let them know. Okay, I'll pass it on to the management team and I'll let them know. However, as we'll just keep moving on. So the objectives of this behaviour management plan is that you are to abide by the Serco Code of Conduct, that you're to refrain from non-compliant behaviour and aggressive outbursts, you're not to display any abusive or aggressive behaviour towards staff, other detainees or stakeholder personnel. You're not to participate or instigate any incidents. You're not to damage any Commonwealth property within the immigration detention facility. You are not physically or verbally to harm any detainee, Serco staff or stakeholder, and you are to treat all staff other than detainees and stakeholder personnel with respect at all times. You are to refrain from abusive, aggressive behaviour and encouraged to reflect on your actions. Use strategies to cope that do not involve abusive, physical or destructive behaviours. You are to show respect towards all staff and detainees within this centre. You are to refrain from any negative behaviour and to comply with the BMP, which will be reviewed in stages according to the BMP policies. You are not to damage any property or assets within the detention facility, and our long-term goals are that you are to engage and maintain positive interactions with all staff and detainees. You are to refrain from any non-compliant and abusive and aggressive behaviour, positive engagement with all officers, IHMS, in regards to guidance and support, and you are to treat all staff and fellow detainees with respect and engage them in a positive manner. Welfare and engagement are to engage with you and encourage you to participate in the structured activities and the activities that are available here. Serco officers will interact and engage with you in a respectful manner to assist you in maintaining compliant behaviour, and assistance will be provided with any relevant or appropriate matters should you request any additional support. Okay? You can request to see IHMS to discuss some coping strategies, and any request from you to engage with ABF or case management is to be requested on the appropriate form. Now, the consequences of this behaviour management plan is a loss of 10 IAP points for next week. And if you continue to basically go against the BMP, you will continue to lose 10 IAP points while ever you're on a BMP placement. Now, this here says that IHMS support the implementation of the behaviour management plan, and the stakeholders that were involved in developing the plan were ABF, Serco and IHMS. Now, I'm going to request for you to sign the BMP as an acknowledgement that you understand the behaviour management plan. It is your choice and your right to sign. I've provided you a copy. However, it doesn't have it in. It doesn't have the names. No. Yeah, so there's no space for me to sign it, and there's no space for somebody else to sign it, yeah. But they are requesting